Okay, sorry about that. I can only record 2 different segments because the free software I'm using only allows 5-minute intervals each time, so I have to divide it up. But as I was saying before, I used this view here, which was working and then presentable in the emulation, uh, in the other 4 views. And so I copied this text essentially into these 4 views, modified the name, the identifier for the text, and what text was actually in there. And essentially, other than that, the rest of the formatting for the text should be usable in the other views. So it's odd that the application isn't recognizing that change. If I go back to show you how it's broken in a weird way, actually, and I click on inflation, inflation is actually storing the old. I use filler just to have text visible here to see that the text was on the screen and that it was working. But I don't have text. If we go to, let's see, this is inflation. So let's pull up inflation. If we go to inflation, we see the text is actually this. So it's actually pulling old information somehow, which is very odd. This is my first time using Android Studio, so this is an issue I wasn't aware of and I've had to do research on, and I can't seem to figure out why. It seems that sometimes my changes, when I make changes in the app, all of a sudden they won't, from the view to the emulation, they don't seem to be present. They seem to be almost cached in a way that is not clearable. So I still have to figure out why this information here is not matching the information that pulls up on the screen. This information actually doesn't exist. If we go to the strings resource file, you'll see that inflation, what we're using here, is the information you saw over here previously. And you'll see that the string inflation is what we're calling string inflation. So filler is not present anymore. Filler would have been right here. If I put the word filler right there, which is what pulled that information. That's not there anymore. So for some reason, the application is basically pulling cache data. So I will need to figure out why that is in order to get this running. But until then, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to reduce the overall end product of what I was going to produce. Originally I had said I was going to produce a full working application, a mobile application, in order to present all of these topics for the financial fundamentals. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to reduce that now to just simply build a prototype that I would be able to be presented in this format in Android Studio, but not quite the full mobile application, polished product that could be downloadable in the App Store. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to figure out these issues and these errors in the next few weeks to get this information uploaded into the mobile app, the errors fixed, and have everything presentable in that time frame. So I'm going to have to modify my final product to be a prototype rather than a working application. Hopefully I can figure out these errors and get it to a working application. But until then, I'm going to have to keep it just a prototype product for now. So that's basically where I'm at now for the Milestone 2 update. Let me go ahead and show the US simulation. These other menus I've got working again. I've got these buttons all now working and functioning properly. So these all bring up individual views, which wasn't happening before. So that's great that we were able to fix that error. Essentially, what I'm going to do is probably have to recreate the views that are broken and see if recreating those views will allow the app to work. But basically, I'm just at the point where in order to finish, I have the information uploaded for this menu for, let's see here, for Money Basics. I have all this information uploaded. I just basically just need to upload these other 4 topics and the app will be pretty much finished. So once I get there, it'll be a final product, and hopefully I can sort out those errors. So hope you enjoyed the presentation, and hopefully we can get this to a working product by the end of the class. Thank you.